The actual winner of the Coca-Cola 600 was Kyle Busch, who claimed his first Cup points win at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But on NASCAR America, Parker Kligerman highlighted other drivers in the race whose performances could be considered wins. Kligerman looked at Alex Bowman, Front Row Motorsports Michael McDowell and Premium Motorsports Ross Chastain. Chastain made his first start in the 600, qualifying 25th and finishing 24th. It was his second-best finish of the year. It was an incredible qualifying lap. He actually beat out Alex Bowman, who qualified 27th. Kligerman said, "That's outdoing his budget level by a long margin. But then he ran up there the entire race. That was a really impressive day for Ross Chastain. He beat some far more highly funded cars." Watch the above video for more. The NASCAR Cup Series Awards will return to Las Vegas for a 10th consecutive year, the sanctioning body announced Wednesday. Cup Series Awards will be held November 29th at Wynn Las Vegas. NASCAR also announced the date and location for its other awards programs. The NASCAR Home Tracks Champions Awards will be Dec. 7 at the Charlotte, North Carolina, Convention Center at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. The Xfinity Series and Camping World Truck Series Awards will be held Dec. 8 at the Charlotte Convention Center at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Follow at Dustin Long and on Facebook. Kurt Busch was the last to do the Indy 500 Coke 600 double in 2014. Will we see a driver run the double again anytime soon? If so, who might that be? Kyle Petty: "For me, the bigger question is why? Why try it? It's been done. Multiple drivers with various levels of success. John Andretti for me will always be the man, for being the first. Tony Stewart ranks because he truly had a shot at wins in both. Any driver now trying the double could only hope to be a contender in one and a footnote in the other. Both series have upped their game. It would be tougher to win. I'm not saying someone won't try, but once you've watched the same PR stunt 3 or 4 times, will you know?" Nate Ryan: "No. Dustin Long? No. Cup car owners aren't going to let one of their drivers run in the Indy 500 because so much is tied up in those drivers on the Cup side. Unless an IndyCar driver comes with money, they're not going to get the chance to run the Coca-Cola 600 because of relative lack of performance from such drivers in NASCAR, Tony Stewart notwithstanding." Daniel McFadden: "Yes, and it will be Kyle Larson. Both he and owner Chip Ganassi have indicated they want it to happen. Someone just needs to cave and say, let's do it." Dan Beaver: "Unless IndyCar moves the race into an earlier, less desirable slot, no one is going to be able to do it. But if they do, Kyle Larson is the most obvious pick. His passion for racing in general will eventually get the best of him and get him to test those open-wheelers." Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Eric Almirola, Kyle Larson, Jimmy Johnson, Eric Jones, Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman are among the drivers who have yet to win the season. Who is the next driver to win for the first time this season? Kyle Petty, Eric Jones, Pocono. That's just one of those tracks. We've seen it with Blaney, Hamlin when he first came into Cup and a few others. It's so different from everything else that they run, that someone with a good team, JGR, and a young driver with talent, Eric, can sneak up on the usual suspects. Nate Ryan, Denny Hamlin. Though he hasn't been as good at Pocono since the 2012 repave, he could break through Sunday or next weekend at Michigan given that Joe Gibbs Racing has turned the corner. Dustin Long, Brad Keselowski. Fords will continue to dominate, and Keselowski will get a win soon enough. Daniel McFadden, Denny Hamlin. He has 3 top 5s and 1 top 10 in the last 5 races, and aside from a threat of speeding penalties, he is the only driver among those listed that has really managed to put together complete races in the last 5 events. Dan Beaver, Denny Hamlin stayed out of trouble last week at Charlotte and earned his 5th top 5 in the last 6 races there. Perhaps that means he is returning to predictability on tracks that have been kind to him in the past, so he not only gets the next win, it could happen this weekend at Pocono. Chevrolet teams did not lead a lap in the Coca-Cola 600 but had 4 cars finish between 5th and 10th. How do you evaluate where Chevy is at the halfway point of the regular season? Kyle Petty, for me at this point in the season, the Chevys have made gains but not enough to run as a group inconsistently with the Fords and Toyotas. It's a long season, and I'm sure we'll see wins this year from Chevy drivers, but as a group they are 3rd best in class. Nate Ryan, making steady gains but still short of being on the verge of consistently winning. There's enough promise there to indicate the Camaro could be a factor in the playoffs. Dustin Long, a step forward but still many steps to take for Chevy to show it can beat the top Fords and Toyotas straight up. Daniel McFadden, since the 2017 regular season finale, Chevy's most consistent hope of winning a race has been Kyle Larson. But despite being a front-runner this year, Larson can't seem to go from green flag to checkered flag without something going wrong. As of now, Chevrolet needs to hope its fortunes take a turn for the best in the second half of the season, like Toyota's did last year with a new car model. Dan Beaver, they're not out of the woods yet, but it finally appeared that the Chevrolet drivers not only finished strong, but ran well as a group throughout the race. They will start to ease their way up the grid and challenge for victories, but it is difficult to imagine they will capture very many wins because Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch will continue to dominate. Kyle Larson took advantage of a night off from NASCAR to record a dominating performance in the Indiana Midget Week opening race Tuesday at Montpelier, Indiana, Motor Speedway. Larson, driving for car owner Keith Kuntz, set fast time, won his heat and then won the 30-lap feature. Larson also won this event in 2016. He started the feature 6th and was 2nd by the 9th lap before a caution came out. Larson took the lead from Tucker Klossmeyer on the restart. The restart went perfect, Larson told MusicRacing.com. What I was hoping to do was to get a good run down the front straight and be on his bumper into turn 1 when he peeled off to the bottom and I could have some momentum to get up top. I had a lot of speed around the top, nailed the corner pretty good and was able to clear him down the back straight. I tried not to make too many mistakes. I do a good job of getting overly excited and making mistakes, so I tried to stay calm throughout it. The victory was Larson's 5th career during Indiana Midget Week, tying him with Christopher Bell for 2nd on the all-time list and putting him 4 behind Brian Clausen. The victory also was Larson's 15th career USAC National Midget win, tying him with Don Brandon and Larry Rice for 45th on the all-time win list. Tyler Courtney finished 2nd to Larson. Been a while since I got a win. Picked up the checkered flag at Montpelier in the midget. Thanks at Keith Kuntz at Willoughby71 for always giving me a car to go have some fun in. Thing gets easier and easier to drive every year. Thumbs up. Medium light skin tone. Thanks for working hard. Kyle Larson, at Kyle Larson Racing, May 30, 2018. Follow at Dustin Long and on Facebook. At least we can say we beat Harvick. That's what Austin Dillon said over his radio after Kevin Harvick was eliminated from Sunday's Coca-Cola 600 in a wreck, his first DNF in the race. Dillon had been involved in his own incident early in the race, resulting in a long visit to the garage. That's just one highlight of the best team radio communication during the 600-mile race, which saw some teams experience strange interference, or hacking, on their radio channels. Here are other highlights. I have no idea who that was. Somebody was screaming, Matt McCall, Jamie McMurray's crew chief, in response to one case of radio interference. Be sure to thank the 11 for being such a great guy. Jimmy Johnson after contact with Denny Hamlin caused him to spin on lap 120. He had a damn light show there. Bubba Wallace after Ryan Blaney's number 12 Ford erupted in flames. Ever since I was kid I dreamt of this. Kyle Busch after claiming his first Cup points win at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Watch the above video for more.